Yo, it's DNA. And one piece of advice before I get into this video is self-amusement is the best amusement. I used to be really hung up on making other people laugh and having people think that I'm a funny person, which I think I am. That's all that really matters, is what I'm trying to tell you. I used to say all kind of corny things and people wouldn't laugh, and I'd be all salty about the shit. Now I just don't give a fuck. They want to laugh, they want to laugh. It's my party. You can join it if you want. If you don't, stand outside. But okay, this video is about just a couple things I want to speak on about the government, the American government. And I'm not a conspiracist, and to be totally honest, I don't know that much, a whole lot about the government, just for the simple fact that what a lot of what they say is untruths. And my mother always told, well, she didn't always say it, but she only had to say it once. But like, don't believe it, what they say, the information, just because it comes from the government. But at the same time, don't discount it just because it's the government. So I'm very neutral when it comes to government relations. I don't watch CNN and fucking, I didn't vote for the second coming of Obama, but here it is. It's not going to be 15 minutes, hopefully. I just like to hear myself talk if you didn't know. But first thing is, the government is really, they view us, this government, and their citizenship. Now, if you are a civilian, if you're a citizen, side note, human being means beast. If you're a citizen, then you are the child in the situation. The government, their laws, what their whole thing is, the laws are to protect us from ourselves, to give us structure, to give us value, to set standards and moral and separate classes and statuses. That's what it's for. Just like, think about how your parents, I don't want to choose your friends. I don't want you to think that I'm trying to pick your friends, but that kid's not right for you. Shit like that. Or you'll understand when you'll get older, when you have your own kids, it'll all make sense. That's what the government does. And they're essentially preparing us to be our own government, our own corporation, which we are, our own business. You are a walking Walmart. Basically, you are. I mean, there's all kind of research that I'm aware of, and all kind of terms that I don't really look into, like maritime admiralty and fucking shit like that. I don't know what the fuck that is, but I'm aware of the basics of it. Now, the government views themselves as the parent in the situation, and our relationship, citizen to government. They say that when we want them to be gone, shit, they can be gone. That's what they say. That's what they claim. Now, my teacher, when I was in 8th grade, said that he was a bit of a conspiracist and a government hater and fear and jealous of it. He said that if voting and numbers really matter in this country, that all black people would be banished to the southern part of America, excluding Texas, of course, and California. We will all be made to live in the southeast or in select states. If voting really mattered, Obama wouldn't be in fucking office. All black people, all minorities would have to be south of the Mason-Dixon and fucking east of the Mississippi River. That I don't believe that 100%, but that is just an example of how I feel about it. Do I think that's 100% true? Like I just said, no. But the government views itself as the parent, and we are like an emancipated 17-year-old living back with their parents, basically, or an 18-year-old that doesn't have enough money to move out or whatever, or just lost his job. That's what we are. Now, in kingship hierarchy, in royal hierarchy, when there's kings and queens and princes, the prince, and even in spirituality, the prince, and even in American households, and in, I think, the Muslim household or religion, the prince has more power than the king and the queen. So that is what, that's exactly how this is structured. In a parent to child relationship, the child has more power, because when the child misbehaves and the parent responds with punishment, there's a certain line. They can only go so far. There's boundaries. Because if that boundary is crossed, there's going to be legal consequences. There's going to be guilt involved. There's going to be moral codes broken and laws broken. And a parent can lose their freedom over a child. A child under a certain age. So we'll say, what? 10 plus 18 divided by 2 is 14. So we can say that a child, that they view us as 14-year-olds, and they are 35. They're 35-year-olds, we're 14-year-olds in their eyes. There's only so much that they can do to us, but we can fuck them up in many, many ways. They can make it worse for us mentally and physically, seemingly. But if we choose not to respond to that, that's not something that can exist. You can put me on punishment. This is what my mama used to do. You can put me on punishment, but I'm in my room all the time anyway. You didn't even get my PlayStation out. And I got a phone. And I got a TV that's bigger than in the living room. And whatever. It's not that bad of a situation. And you don't fucking want to see me or talk to me. So all I have to do is put that wet towel under the door. Open the window. But yeah, I'm going to make that my next video. But if you don't perceive it, it's not there. It doesn't exist. It's not like air. You can't see air. You can feel it. And you need it. And you can smell it. And you can hear it. But it's there. It's like, just like when people who ask me if I've ever been to jail ask me that, and I don't want them to know, or I want them to be unsure, my response is, we all live in our own personal prisons, my brother. So that's really what it is. I mean, perception is reality. If you give it thought, you give it power. They're only going to go so far. That's why the police do what they do. That's why they choose to be the uncle and aunts in this situation. And in some cases, the fathers and the mothers. Because the power comes from Jedi mind tricks. The power comes from you not knowing the law. The power comes from everybody being too lazy to put down the fucking iPod and put down the fucking remote to be able to rally up enough people, or just put the message out there like, look, we don't fucking like this. We keep voting for this, and nothing's happening. We don't want government. We don't want police to come around here. We don't call the police, but they still come. When something happens, we handle it. There's this going on. Somebody broke into somebody's house. We all know who did it. We get together, 3 of the people that's been living here the longest, knock on the door, do what we need to do, and bring justice. So what I'm saying is, you're a 14-year-old to the government. no matter how old you are, if you are not a government official, if you're a citizen, Google what that means, the etymology of the word citizen and people. If you are a police officer or anybody with any kind of power or have ever been, this is very, I'm going to finish what I'm saying. I'm trying to practice this. Then you have everything to worry about. And you're not on my side. If you want change, you have to act like it. Elvis Presley was a sheriff, I believe, or a deputy. I don't know the difference because I don't give a fuck. Or a cop. We'll just say a cop, police officer. Elvis Presley was retired, didn't have a badge. He had his badge. He probably had a gun too. He had the siren, the little portable siren that you put on top of your car. He saw somebody speeding, he pulled them over. When he was a superstar, when he was a rock star. Think about that. This is DNA. That was my video on the government. And I hope you enjoyed it. I know you did. That's why you're hearing this message right now. Like, subscribe. My Twitter is at DNAYES4. DNA yes 4. Follow me. Peace. 12 minutes.